How's it going? I want to show you guys how to use fake vehicles and fake blocks to add feedback and cool stuff to your missions. So we have this new asset here that just got added to the editor since the last patch. And this radar site has no visual damage model. So whenever a player hits it with bombs, rockets, or guns, it doesn't show to the player that, hey, it's been destroyed. And as you can see here, I've added 8 levels of damage to this particular site, and it has no damage at all, right? So we can add a fake block. So I'll show you that right here. I have this other one that has 0 damage, right? No damage tied to it. But I have a fake block that has a very low durability value, and it's set to German. And it has an on-killed event that's tied to this daisy chain of command effects. And the effects are just big explosions. So when the player destroys this fake block, which they absolutely can destroy it, it'll set off the explosions and then finally the smoke. And that should hopefully, even though there's no damage model, it should hopefully let the player know, like, oh, wow, yes, I've destroyed this and it's gone. Cool. So this is one way of setting up a use of a fake block. Another way is to determine damage for large buildings and industrial buildings. So we have this industrial building right here, and we have pieces of it that cannot be destroyed right here, here, and here. But then on top of it, this big block actually has 50 levels of damage. So are we going to determine if the player destroyed 50 levels of this block? That seems kind of ridiculous, right? We wouldn't want the player to bomb it or rocket it 50 times. And what we really want is like these buildings, right? We want to know, did they destroy these particular buildings, you know? So we can use fake blocks for that. So you can see here, I'm going to move this industrial building out of the way. We have just fake blocks, and they each have their own durability values, so you can actually set different durability values for the fake blocks if you want. And those fake blocks are just sitting on top of our industrial building. So the player will get, when they hit this building right here, it will just get destroyed, right? The player will destroy it, and it'll have a damage model and smoke and fire and all that. But it will also tie into this logic because they destroyed the fake block. So the fake blocks are acting as logic to show, in this case, you know, the health of our industrial building. But it can be used to determine if the players are winning or not, right? If the building is destroyed, and so on. And if you wanted, you can add that daisy chain of effects that I have here on this radar site to each of these blocks too, to say, hey, wow, explosions and fire and smoke and all that. Perfect for use of fake blocks. Okay, so those are 2 ways of using fake blocks. Now, what about fake vehicles? So in this case, maybe you're a tank player and you also have planes in the area. Well, I want to save resources of my mission, so I use a block or a static vehicle in this case, so tank players can see the static vehicle and it doesn't affect performance for them. But I only want, when planes are nearby, for the spotting to happen. Okay, well, I can't necessarily do that to say, hey, the vehicle's seen but not spotting, right? I can't turn spotting on and off. But what I can do is use a fake vehicle and have that tied into my check zones, which ties into the spawner that spawns in this fake vehicle, and this fake vehicle has spotter radius already enabled on it. So when planes are nearby in this check zone, the spotter vehicle gets spawned in and immediately starts spotting enemy and allied players together. And for the tanks, they just see a vehicle, right? Planes will see this vehicle too, but for the tanks, they'll just see a vehicle, and it saves on performance, right? Because we're not always having this running. And it's also a cool logic thing too. Tanks, sorry, you don't get radar, but planes, yes, you do get radar, or something like that. And of course, if the vehicle gets destroyed in some way, then I will make sure that both the spotter vehicle and the block, the static block, will also get destroyed as well. Okay, so these are some ways to do the fake vehicles and whatnot. Let's see what it looks like in the games. All right, we're back, and we're in the game. And what we're going to do is we're going to destroy that radar site right there. And you'll notice that when I destroy it, that it doesn't have a damage model, but we will be able to have all these explosions because we're destroying the fake block that's sitting on top of it. Alright, so just so we don't miss, we're going to put our rockets in pairs. We're going to come around here. And now we'll see all the explosions. So there's no way that the player won't know, hey, that block is definitely destroyed, even though it has no damage model, right? So it's smoking now, and like players will know, yeah, that's destroyed for sure. Okay, so in the same vein, we have our health icons. So this is using logic to fake blocks as logic to determine, kill count and all that. So if I remember correctly, I have a fake block on the center piece right here, and then I think I have one right here as well. So graphically, those pieces are destroyed, right? But because I also hit the fake block, my health now is at 75%. So those are ways to use the fake blocks. And finally, we have our spotter vehicle, and you can see it's a vehicle right there in the distance. And that's just a block. That's a block entity. But I also have a fake vehicle there as well that's doing the spotting for me, right? Because you can't turn spotting off and on, but you can turn on a fake vehicle to do spotting for you. So you can see here it's spotting these 3 medical vehicles that I have right there. And of course the friendly vehicle as well. And here's our radius of the spotting. Alright, so hopefully that's helpful. Of course, if you have any questions, by all means, just let me know. And you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.